மோனமாமுரையார் காட்டும் மா பிரம்மவத்துவாலன் சிவநிலை தவசற்சீடர் செரிகுருவரன் சிற்கையன் உவகையோருருவன் தன்னுள் உவப்பவன் கழிமூகத்தன் அவனையான் தென்பான்மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே. Now we shall chant the Mangala Shlokas of the உள்ளது 40. உள்ளதலதுள்ள புனல் உள்ளதோ உள்ள பொருள் உள்ளலர உள்ளத்தே உள்ளதால் உள்ளமெனும் உள்ள பொருள் உள்ளலெவன் உள்ளத்தே உள்ளபடி உள்ளதே உள்ளள் உணர் மரணபய மிக்குளவம் மக்களரனாக மரணபவமில்லா மகேசன் சரணமே சார்வர்தம் சார்வொடுதாம் சாவுற்றார் சாவென்னம் சார்வரோ சாவாதவர் நாமுலகம் காண்டலால் நானாவாம் சக்தியுள ஓர் முதலை ஒப்பல் ஒருதலையே நாம உரு சித்திரமும் பார்ப்பானும் சேர்ப்படமும் ஆரொழியும் அத்தனையும் தானாமவன். Today morning in the Mangala Shloka we have seen Bhagavan asserting, yes, there is Sadvastu. I am cannot be denied. My existence cannot be denied. So, there is Sadvastu. Since we all feel, I am, this feeling cannot happen without I am. Therefore, there is Sadvastu. And to know this Sadvastu, you don't need any other knowledge, because the Sadvastu is revealed by itself. Jyotishamapi tajyotihi. It is self-effulgent. Like the sun is not known through any torch. It is known by its own light. Similarly, the Atma self also revealed by itself. And this Atma, the self, is beyond all thoughts. Ullalara ullatte ulladal. It is beyond all thoughts. Therefore, it cannot be thought of. In fact, the name of this Atma is Ullam, Ullamenum, Ullapurul, Hridayam, the heart, because that is the center of everything, from where all the thoughts rise, into which all the thoughts subside. Then how to think about it? Ullalevan, it is beyond the thoughts means, how can one meditate on it, think on it? It is impossible. So, Ullatte, Ullapadi, Ullade, Ullal. Please understand, to remain as oneself in the heart is real meditation on the Lord. Any problem? So, உள்ளத்தே உள்ளபடி உள்ளதே உள்ளல் உணர். So please understand, remaining in the heart as oneself is a real contemplation on the self. What a beautiful Mangala Shloka. So this is regarding the Nirguna Nirakara Rupa of the Lord. And now the second Mangala Shloka gives the Saguna Sakara about Mahesan. Generally, the people are so scared of death. So they take refuge in the Lord who is beyond death. Mrutyunjaya. He is beyond death, right? So they go and take refuge in the Lord who is Marana Bhavilla Maheshan, who has no fear of death or rebirth or anything. And then because of that surrender, Sarvadudam Sabutrar. All their attachments towards the world and also the person who is attached, the Jiva Bhava, everything gets destroyed. So when one dies, can he ever die again? Meaning, a person, one who has died, then can he ever have fear of death? No. So he has already died. So he cannot have any fear of death. So to conquer the fear of death, you have to go beyond death. Meaning you have to die. To die, you should die. Meaning, when the ego is dead and gone, then there is nobody to die again. So what is ego? Nothing but the identification of the gross body. Dehoham. This is the body I am. This is the ego sense. Bhagavan is going to explain everything in detail in this text. He is going to explain everything in detail. Everything in detail. Without scope for any ambiguity, any doubt. At the end of this Ulladinarpadu, you will be very clear about things. Okay, so this is what we have seen in the morning. And the first shloka also. Naam ulaham kandalal. Since because we are seeing a world, there should be a creator. So everybody agrees to this. There should be a creator. And he should be with inherent power to create, and to sustain and to destroy. So everybody agrees. In fact, if you see, the reality is Namavuru Chittiramum, the world what you see, the Parpanum, the seer, and Ser Padamum, meaning the Adharam in which everything is projected, or Uliyum, the light with which everything is revealed. Attanayum Tanamavan, everything is the Lord only. This is the ultimate realization. There is nothing other than the Lord. There is nothing other than the self. When I say Lord, here I mean the self. So in our experience, the world of experience, that is the Lord, the self only. The experiencer, self only. In which Adharam, foundation, all these experiences are happening, that is self only. And whose light everything is known, revealed with his light only. There is nothing other than the self. Attanayum Tanamavan. So the ultimate realization is Lord alone exists. This is the ultimate realization. So through the first words, Bhagavan has revealed that Attanayum Tanamavan. Okay. See here one more thing I want to point out. Namulaham Kandalal. Since because we are seeing the world, we have to agree on a higher Lord who has created the world. But please understand, even our seeing a world other than ourselves is itself is ajnana. Please. Because of the Deha Bhavana, the Dehatma Buddhi. But as long as you see a world, you accept that is real, then you cannot say God is unreal. You keep yourself intact, saying that I am real, but God is unreal. This is not right. When you deny yourself that I am false and the world of names and forms are mithya, unreal, then there is no question of God existing other than the self. You understand? This is what we have to remember always. Moving on to the second verse today. மும்முதலை எம்மதமும் முற்கொள்ளும் ஓர் முதலே. மும்முதலாய் நிற்கும் என்று மும்முதலும். மும்முதலே என்னல் அகங்காரம் இருக்குமட்டே யான் கெட்டு. தன்னிலையில் நிற்றல் தலை. மும்முதலை எம்மதமும் முற்கொள்ளும் ஓர் முதலே. மும்முதலாய் நிற்கும் என்று மும்முதலும். மும்முதலே என்னல் அகங்காரம் இருக்குமட்டே யான் கெட்டு. தன்னிலையில் நிற்றல் தலை. மும்முதலை எம்மதமும் முற்கொள்ளும். எம்மதமும், whatever may be the religion, they all accept one thing. Murkollu means what? They all agree to one thing. They all accept one thing. What is that? Mummudal. Mummudalai. Mummudalai means three things all the religions agree to or accept. Whatever may be the religion. Whether it is Dvaitik, Advaitik, whatever religion, whatever sampradaya. Three things. Mummudalai, Yemmadamum Murkul. What are those three things? Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Meaning, everybody agrees, yes, the Jivas, the beings are here in this world. And that is a world which we see, which we experience. That also everybody agree. And there is a creator, there is a God who has created this. So all the religions of the world, they agree to this Mummudal. Mudal means what? Which has came into existence at the beginning. Correct, at the beginning. Mummudal, Mudal, at the beginning. Then where is the contradiction? Where they differ, the religions? Certain religions say, Or Mudale Mummudalai Nirkum. Meaning, the one only, Or Mudale, the one only, Mummudalai Nirkum, appears as the three. As the Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. That is only one thing. That is appearing as the three. Appearing. It has not become. Appearing as the three. The Advaita, Vedanta and other philosophies, they say there is only one Brahma Paramatma. He appears to be the Jiva Jagat Ishvara. So, Or Mudale Mummudalai Nirkum. No, not like that. Yendrum Mummadulum Mummudale. No. Always there are three things and they are three. They cannot become one or they have not come from one and all. There are three distinct entities. How can you say they are one and all? So Jiva is there, Jagat is there, Ishvara is there. Jiva can never become Ishvara. So therefore, Mummudalum Mummudale, Yendrum ever. Yendrum Mummudalum Mummudale. The three things are always the three things. This is the point of contradiction. They quarrel endlessly about this. So everybody agrees to these three things. But now the question is whether one is appearing as a three or the three different entities are there. So the Advaitic tradition, they say only one which is appearing as three. But Dvaitic Sampradaya, they say no, there are three distinct entities. They are from the beginning onwards. So you cannot say, how can you say it? You cannot say it is all one. No, 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 it cannot be accepted. So what Bhagavan says, to argue like that, to think like that, Yennal means to think like this. Ahankaram irukkumate. As long as the thinker exists, all these thinking. Ahankaram irukkumate. So as long as the personality is there, that is the ego sense, asserting himself as the reality, as long as he is there, then all these contradictions, all these arguments. Yennal means to think. To think in this way or that way, ahankaram irukkumate. As long as the ahankara is alive. So what Bhagavan suggests? Yan kettu tannilayil nitral talai. Yan kettu means this ahankaram. Kettu meaning destroying this ahankara. Yan kettu tannilayil nitral talai. To remain in your pure self, talai is the best. Talai means here the best. Meaning when you remain in yourself, it is ideas. So there is no quarrel there. Where there is no contradiction, no quarrel, when you go beyond thoughts. Number one, there is nobody to quarrel. Number two, there is nothing to quarrel. So what Bhagavan says, don't waste your time endlessly arguing and fighting among yourself, whether this is truth or that is truth, whether these three entities, always there are three entities, or one is appearing as three. Why? All these things are only as long as the ego sense is alive. The best way is to inquire into the source of this ego and to do away with the ego and to remain in oneself, pure self, which is beyond all thoughts. There is peace. I tell you, I am telling you, see, when we studied scriptures in the ashram, Chinmaya ashram, we studied a lot of scriptures. Upanishads, Gita, Adi Shankaras, Prakarana Granthas and everything. And we go on arguing endlessly, whether this is right or that is right. Yoga Vasishtha is saying that, Ashtavakra Gita is saying this, Mandukya Karinga is saying that, what is right, Panchadashi, what is right, what is wrong. And when you come to Bhagavan, thank God, we need not break our heads on all those stuff. Why? As long as the ahankara is there, all these things are only projection of the mind. Whatever it may be, however sacred it may be, when the ahankara dies, everything is taken care. And you remain as your pure self. And that is the ultimate shreyas. So we need not, see, there is nothing wrong in knowing things. But to go on arguing, fighting with each other, disturbing one's peace, it is all, asserting our ego only, to prove our own point, that I am very, very learned, scholarly, intelligent. See, once Vinoba Bhave, he was walking around somewhere, it seems, I think in the shore of the Ganges. There he saw an Advaiti and Dvaiti having a great fight with each other. Advaiti, with his logic and reasoning, he has sort of smashed everything of the Dvaiti's poem. He was almost to cry, but the Advaiti was going on and on and on. Then this Vinoba Bhave said to Advaiti, Advaita is totally defeated. He said to Advaiti, why? To whom you are arguing now? If you are believing in Advaita, non-dual self, whom you are arguing endlessly? There is only one self, na? Whom you are arguing? If you are arguing like this vehemently to prove your point and to defeat others, it means the ego is only playing. So the Advaita is defeated. So don't think you are Advaiti. See? This is what we should understand. So when we left for the ashram, our Swamiji in Madurai, he advised us, you go and listen to the Acharya. If you have a doubt, you discuss with him. Don't unnecessarily go on discussing with the Saha Brahmacharis or arguing with everybody. It will not help in any way. I have seen in study classes, yes, sometimes people discuss usefully only, but most of the time it goes somewhere, here, there, everywhere, and 1 hour wasted, 1.5 hour wasted, and then you go. So more than that, contemplation is very important. Independent contemplation. If you have any doubt, just approach a learned person, Acharya, and inquire. There is nothing wrong in discussing between the Saha Brahmacharis, but all are half-baked. It is blind leading the blind. So you arguing and fighting is unnecessary. So here, Yennal Ahankaram irukkumatte. So all these ideas are till as long as Ahankara is persisting. So what is the best thing? Yan kettu tannilayil nitral talai. So having conquered this ego, you steadfastly abide, neutral, abide in yourself. Talai, that is the best option. How beautiful. So let it be anything. Mummudalai, mummudalai nirkumo. Illa, or mudalai, mummudalai nikkumo. Whatever it is. That is none of your business. That's what Bhagavan is saying. When you come to Bhagavan, He will not allow you to go here, there. Always He puts you back to the source. That is the glory of our Guru Maharaj, our Guru. He is a very strict disciplinarian. He will not allow us to wander here, there. Go back. Go back to the source. And then the third verse. உலகு மெய்ப்பொய் தோற்றம் உலகறிவாமன்றென்று ஓகே உலகு மெய்ப்பொய் தோற்றம் உலகறிவாமன்றென்று உலகு சுகம் அன்றென்றுரைத்தென் உலகு விட்டு தன்னையோர்ந்து ஒன்றிரண்டு தானற்று நானற்ற அந்நிலை எல்லார்க்கும் ஒப்பாம் உலகு மெய்ப்பொய் தோற்றம் உலகறிவாமன்றென்று உலகு சுகம் அன்றென்றுரைத்தென் உலகு விட்டு தன்னை ஓர்ந்து தானிரண்டு தன்னை ஓர்ந்து ஒன்றிரண்டு தானற்று நானற்ற அந்நிலை எல்லார்க்கும் ஒப்பாம். See here, these philosophers or these panditas, they go on arguing endlessly about everything, and they waste all their life only in arguments just to prove their point, their school of thoughts, their philosophies. So certain philosophers, they say ulag mein. Ulag mein means what? This world is real. How can you say it is unreal? With eyes you are seeing it, you are touching it, you are experiencing it. How can you say this world is unreal? Ulag mein. And then the others say no, ulag poi. It is unreal. It is like a mirage water. As long as the mind is there, there is world. If the mind is not in the deep sleep, there is no world. Therefore the world is nothing but the mind. As you see in the dream, so also in the waking. Therefore the world is unreal. This is how they argue. So some say no, ulag, the world is real. Some say no, world is unreal. Then totram. So alpatach. Ulag arivam. Arivam means this world also has got its own light, or it is not jada vastu. It is also chaitanya vastu. What? The world. Then the others say, no, how can you say that it is jada only? It cannot know anything, it cannot know itself. So this world is jada. Some say, ulaga arivam. The world has its own intelligence. Every cell in your body has got its own intelligence, you know. That is how some people argue. Every cell in your body has got its intelligence. See, there are very valid sort of arguments saying that the world is full of intelligence only. The others say no, the world is jada. It has got no intelligence of its own. It borrows the intelligence from the intelligent being. So therefore the world is jada. Okay, this is how they fight. And the other point of contention, Ulag Sukham, this world is full of joy. Ettane kodi inbam vaitayada iraiva, Bharatiyar said. How much of joy you are experiencing here? How can you say there is no joy in it? So much of joy. Just go to ice cream parlor. How many varieties of ice cream? My God. Those days only Kuchi ice cream. They come in the cycle. Ting, 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 like that. We all used to run. That is one pal ice, milk ice cream. That we are happy actually. But now, my God, you go to Ibaco, you go to other. What a joy. How can you say there is no joy in this world? There's only an example, only a sample, and you all know what it is. World is full of sukham only. Yes, there is dukkha also, it's part and parcel of living, what to do. But there is a lot of sukha. Come on, enjoy. Chomma Papa saying everything is, anityam, ashashvatam, everything is dukkhalayam, dukkhalayam. Always you are a miserable entity, a miserable creature, saying everything is dukkhalayam. Come on, cheer up. There is a lot to experience, lot to enjoy in this world. Come on. Ulag Sukham. And then the philosophers, they come and say, Andru, no, it is all full of dukkha only. It is all temporary pleasure you are enjoying. It is fleeting. And then imagine what all happens after that. If you want it again, then you have to put all the efforts. And then you are not satisfied with that kind of pleasure. You want something more. And where it ends, nobody knows. It is all dukkha only compared to the Atma Sukha, to that bliss. This is nothing. This is tickling of senses. It's all vasanas only. The joy is not in the object. If it is in the object, it should give the same joy to everybody. Puliyodharai, tamarind rice, I enjoy. But European, what is this nonsense? How can they eat this puliyodharai? See, for me, it gives so much of joy. But for the other person, he cannot even put it in his mouth. And chicken, for some people, for me, if there is joy in chicken, it should give the same joy to everybody. Why it is not giving? So it is in your mind. How can you say everything is in the mind? Yes. So therefore, some say, no, there is no sukha in this world. So, Sat, Chit, Sukham. These are the three things, aspect of the truth. So, from that perspective, Bhagavan is talking. Some people say the world is real. Some people say the world is unreal. Some people say the world has got its own intelligence. That is Chit aspect. Some people say no. And Sukha aspect. Some people say the world is joyful. Some people say there is dukkha only. There is no joy in it. So, what is the conclusion? Ulag Sukham andrendru uraiten. What is the point? What is the use of arguing like this? Once again, Bhagavan says. What is the point of arguing like this? What Bhagavan says? Ulag vittu. Giving up the world altogether. Ulag vittu. Tannai orndu. Inquiring on oneself. What is the reality of oneself? Who am I? And where from this thought is arising? Tannai orndu. Onri rendu thanatru. Going beyond the ideas of onri rendu. Non-dual or dual. Onri rendu thanatru. Nanatra. Nanatra means that state where there is no ego. Nanatra. Egoless state. Annilai ellarkum oppam. That state is the very auspicious state for everyone. Instead of abiding in that egoless state, having gone beyond all thoughts, if you get caught in the web of these thoughts, what is the punyam? What is the use? Ulag vittu, this is a key word. Velividayam vittu vilangum arulnesa vadiyadakka nirkum manattal ulamadhanil உன்னை தியானித்து யோகி ஒழிகானும் உன்னில் உயர்வுரு மீதுன். So there also veli vidayam vittu. Here also he says ulahu vittu. See, if you want the self, you have to give up the world of objects, emotion, thoughts. You cannot have the world and also the self at the same time. Because the world appears and the experiences are there when the ego is thriving, asserting itself. The self means the ego should die. You cannot have the world and have the Paramatman also at the same time. Like you cannot have the cake and eat it too. Like that. Bhagavan clearly says it is like day and night. Cannot be together. This Jiva Bhavam and the Paramatma Bhavam, like day and night, they cannot exist, coexist. So ulahu vittu. So this is the first and important prerequisite, the only prerequisite. Ulahu vittu means what? பற்று பொருளற்றார் பரந்த மனம் உற்றுவிடும் தானாகவே ஓய்ந்து, சாந்தி உற்றுவிடும் தானாகவே ஓய்ந்து. இந்த தேவிகாலோத்திரம் we are going to see that. இந்த நமில்லாயரிதான் எவ்வண்ணம் தான் தானே மந்தமாய் சாந்தியினை மண்ணுமோ அந்த விதம் பற்று பொருள் அற்றார் பரந்த மனமும் சாந்தி உற்றுவிடும் தானாகவே ஓய்ந்து. Like if there is a fire, if you take out the indhanam, the firewood or the fuel, the fire by itself will go away, extinguish by itself. Similarly, when the mind is boiling, agitated, confused, you remove all the attachments, the mind will quiet and settle down and it will realize itself. So the attachment should be given up. That is what our attachment towards the OET should be given up whatsoever. தியாகேனைக்கே அமிர்தத்துவமானசுகு உலகு விட்டு உலக பிடிச்சு கொண்டு ஒரு காலமும் nobody can realize the self. See, in Viveka Chudamani, Adi Shankara gives a beautiful example. Holding on to the idea of that I am body, if you want to realize self, you know how it is? It is like trying to cross the river by holding on to a crocodile. What a beautiful example. You are trying to cross the river by holding on to a crocodile. Can you cross? You know what is crocodile? Some people are wondering what is crocodile. You go to the river and see. முதலை, தமிழ் முதலை. I don't know what is in Telugu. அதேதான். Yes. So, holding on to a crocodile, how can you cross the river? Similarly, holding on to the body, how can you realize the self? So, உலகு விட்டு is very important. உலகு விட்டு தன்னை ஓர்ந்து means to inquire oneself. To ஒன்றிரண்டு தானற்று, going beyond the ideas of dual or non-dual. நானற்ற அந்நிலை, நான் அற்ற, that egoless state, நான் அற்ற. நான் means I, without I, means egoless state, எல்லாருக்கும் ஒப்பாம். That is Shreyas, highest Shreyas for everybody. So there is no point in remaining in the platform of ego and with the thoughts to quarrel and fight with everybody. How beautiful. See, this is where Bhagavan, he stands out from all the great masters. He says, Vanda velai paru. It's a very powerful message, you know, Vanda velai paru. Mind your own business. Why have you come here? You take care of that first. Focus on that. Why have you come to this ashram now? Why have you come to this ashram? To learn Bhagavan's works, Bhagavan's philosophy. Vanda velai kavanikanum. So we have to take care of that. அதை விட்டுட்டு மற்ற வேலையெல்லாம் கவனிச்சுட்டு இருந்தோம்னா பிரயோஜனம் இல்லை. வந்த வேலையை கவனி, மற்ற வேலையை அப்புறம் கவனிச்சுக்கலாம். ஸோ வந்த வேலையை கவனிங்க மாதிரி உலகு விட்டு தன்னை ஓர்ந்து ஒன்றிரண்டு தானற்று நானற்ற அந்நிலை எல்லாருக்கும் ஒப்பாம். Then moving on. See, this fourth and fifth words, very deep and very beautiful. All the verses are deep only. But fourth and fifth, especially very nice to contemplate. உருவந்தானாயின் உலகு பரம் அற்றாம் உருவந்தான் அன்றேல் உவற்றின் உருவத்தை கண்ணுறுதல் யாவனெவன் கண்ணல்லார் காட்சியுண்டோ கண்ணதுதான் அந்தமிலாக்கண் உருவந்தானாயின் உலகு பரம் அற்றாம் உருவந்தான் அன்றேல் உவற்றின் உருவத்தை கண்ணுறுதல் யாவனெவன் கண்ணல்லார் காட்சியுண்டோ கண்ணதுதான் அந்தமில்லாக்கண் உருவந்தானாயின். If you take yourself to be the body, uruvam, form. Uruvanthanayin. If I consider myself to be the uruvam, the form, the body, then Bhagavan says, Ulahu param atru am. Ulag means the world, and param, the God, also has got form. Atru am means they also have form. Please follow this idea, this logic and reasoning. If you think Uruvam Tanayin, I have got a form, if you think, then Ulahu Param Atru Am. Yes, the world also has got form, names and forms. And the Lord also has got a form. Honestly tell me, do we believe that we have form or we have no form? We believe we have form. I am this, we believe. So when you are in the form, see, that is why a great philosopher asked Bhagavan, what Bhagavan you are talking about? Nirguna, Nirakara, Swarupa and all those stuff. And when somebody asks you what is God, you are showing Arunachala in the world, a form. How can you say this? Then Bhagavan said, if you can have form, a stupid jiva, alpa jiva, if you can have form, why not Parameshwara? Who can stop him from having any form? This question nobody can answer. Bhagavan retorted saying, if you can have form, why not Parameshwara? Yes, this is Parameshwara's form. Then what can you argue with him? So this is what Bhagavan's argument. If I take myself to be a form, this body, this I am, then yes, Ulag is the world and also the Parameshwara has got form. See, that is why when Islam, the people belong to Islam and they say, God is, without form. Yes, ultimately that is right. But that is meaningless because they take themselves to be the form. And then if you have to think about something formless, you cannot. Achintyam avyaktam, you cannot think about it. It will not help you. You have to hold on it to means what? You have to hold on it through some means, some form or some name. They call a name, na? Then God is beyond all names. No. He is having a name. Who has given this name? God himself has given. That's why they argue. Did God come and tell you that my name is Allah or my name is Rama? No. We only give names to God. So, if you think you are a body, you have a form, the world and the God has got form. Right? This is the first idea. Uruvam Tan Anrel Uvatrin. Uruvam Tan Anrel. If you argue that no, I have no form. I have no form. Meaning if you really go beyond form, let us say the body identification. If you go beyond form and if you are abiding in the self, let us say, Uruvam Tan Anrel, Uvatrin Uruvattai Kannurudal Yavanevan. Uvatrin means these two. Uvatrin is a Tamil. Even Tamil people may not understand. Uvatrin. Uvatrin means these two, na? The Ulahu and Param. Who is seeing these forms? Uvatrin Uruvattai Kannurudal Yavan. Who can see the form? Meaning, when you say I am formless, you don't have any mind, you don't have any senses, any eyes, ears, you don't have any eyes or ears. See, if you say, I don't have any form, then what it means? I don't have any eyes, I don't have any ears, I don't have any skin. That is what you mean, no? Then if you don't have senses, how can you see the world? Uruvantan Andrel, Uruvantan Andrel, Uvatrin Uruvatai. Uvatrin Uruvatai means what? These two, that is the Ulaga and Param. Uvatrin Uruvatai, Kannurudal Yavan. Who is seeing this world or the Lord? Yavan, who can see? Because Kannallar Kachiyundo. Without eyes, can there be any vision or the perception of names and forms? Kannallar Kachiyundo. Kan means not this, the senses. Kannallar Kachiyundo. See, if a person is blind, can he ever see? So, Kannallar Kachiyundo. So, if you say, no, I am beyond any form, but I see a world and see a God, it means you are bluffing. If you say I am beyond form, then you don't have any eyes or ears. Then how can you see? Kannallar Kachiyundo. Without eyes, can you see? So, you are still in the body consciousness only. That is why you are seeing forms. If you really go beyond form, you will not see any form of this world or of Paramatma or the God. Kannallar Kachiyundo. Without eyes, can you ever see? Without ears, can you ever hear? Without mind, can you ever feel or think? Kannallar Kachiyundo. Therefore, if you say, I am beyond all these senses and mind, it means you are bluffing. Still you are seeing the world and you are thinking about God. It means you are still in the body, mind. Therefore, still in the Jiva Bhavana. So, as long as you are in the Jiva Bhava, identifying yourself with the body, God has got a form, the world has got a form. But if you take one step behind and inquire yourself and you go beyond the body mind, then you don't have any form and the form of the world also disappears. And God also is not a separate form other than the self. Kannadudan andamilla kan, the last word, last sentence. Kannadudan andamilla, that I, the true I, andamilla kan, endless, infinite I. Meaning what? There is no sleeping or waking. There is only awareness, always. Andamilakan, always seeing as if. Andamilakan. Meaning in there is nothing to see. There are no forms. But there is only seeing. Meaning what? The awareness. Here the seeing means awareness. I am. See, in the deep sleep, what happens? That awareness somehow is not there. As if, we don't know anything. But here, you don't see anything apart from the self, but you are aware. Adha andamilakan, kannadudana, prajnanam brahma. That prajnanam is called as andamilakan. What? Infinite I. Kan means I. Andamilla means without any end. Endless. Meaning in that awareness there is no beginning or end. There is no coming or going. There is not rising or falling, waxing or waning. It is the same. It is always the same. And it is. So andamila kan. This kan, this I is infinite, endless. With this eye, what you can see? It sees only itself, nothing else. So this is the argument, this is the idea. If you take yourself to be the body, yes, then you see the world and the Lord with form only. Suppose if you go beyond the body or the form, then only the world disappears. It has got no form. The God also has got no form. If you say, I have gone beyond the form, but still I see the world, it means you are bluffing. Kannallar Kachiyundo. Without eyes, how can you see? You say you have gone beyond eyes, ears, nose. Then how are you seeing? It means you are not yet gone beyond. You understand what I am saying? You understand? If you say I have gone beyond, then you should not see anything. If you are still seeing, it means you are not gone beyond. Why? Because if you say I am gone beyond all forms, then you have gone beyond eyes, ears and all. Then without eyes and ears, how can you see? You cannot see. If you are seeing still, you are with eyes and ears. So still you are in the body only. Understand? So when you transcend, you don't see anything else. Andamilakan, that is only seeing the awareness, pure awareness. There is nothing else. There are no forms, no names. There is no God apart from the self. That is Andamilakan. But if you are seeing something in the world, you are in the body. Therefore, the God has got a form. If he has got a form, with all the Kalyana Gunas, he manifests. Yes, he can come and bless you. He can guide you. Why not? That power can come and bless you, guide you. So if you are a Jiva, the Ishvara is true. But if you realize, not think, realize that you are not this form, then for you, there is no question of any Jagat or Ishvara. As long as you feel and if you live like a Jiva, yes, the Ishvara and the world is true, as real as you. So, Kannallar Kachiyundo, without eyes, how can you see? Therefore, as long as you see, you are in the body with the eyes. If you are seeing the world of names and forms, you are in the body only. If you say, I have gone beyond body, you are bluffing. Why? Still you are seeing the world. How can you say you have gone beyond the body? If you have gone beyond the body, means you would not see anything else except the self. Kannadudan Andamilakan. You have got the point? I have explained it to you.
Yes, sir.
Will you elaborate? Still some people are, I don't know what song he is talking. Once again, last time I will explain. So as long as we take ourselves to be this form, then we see form in the world outside and we take God to be a form. If you say, I don't have any form, then you should not see any form. Because you have gone beyond eyes, ears, senses, mind. Then you should not see any form. Is that your experience? Yes, I don't see any form. If that is your real experience, then you have gone beyond the body identification. But if you see the form and you say, I have gone beyond, then you are bluffing. Why, if you go beyond the body, you don't see anything? Because kannillati kachi illa. When you don't have eyes, you cannot see. So when you say I am formless, you don't have eyes. So you should not see anything. If you see, you are still having eyes, you are still in the form, still you are in the Jiva Bhava. So what is the ultimate experience? Kannadudan Andamillakan. There it is endless awakening, where there is nothing other than itself to witness. Andamillakan. But Swamiji, one more doubt. The Mahatmas who have realized the self, even they see the world. Meaning, when you go in front of them, they recognize you, they talk to you, they know you, who you are. They will not say, now I have realized, I don't know who is coming in front of me. I could not see anybody. I could not hear anything. If you give a laddu, I don't know what you are giving. I cannot taste laddu now because I have gone beyond tongue. Oh. See, Bhagavan used to cook beautifully. And he used to taste also and tell, Konja uppa adhikamag. Bhagavan, how are you telling? You have gone beyond everything. People ask, people have all got a sort of question. How can you say that it is salty? You have gone beyond the world now. There is nothing for you now. There is only pure consciousness. How come there is salt? Then it means you are still tasting something. That is why you cannot understand. They have gone beyond, but they can transact in the world also. How? Don't ask me, you go there and see. That is a mystery. Really, there is a mystery. They only can answer, they only can know. But in ordinary sense, this thing, philosophically speaking, when you say I have gone beyond form, you have gone beyond the body, means the senses. Then how can you see? Kannalla kachiyundo. So you cannot see. If you really have gone beyond the body, for you there is no form, no name, no kurigunam, nothing other than the self. Kannadudan andamilla kan. So for the Mahatmas, this alone is truth. But how they transact with the world, that is a mystery which you have to resolve. When you realize, only you resolve. Otherwise you cannot resolve this. See, there were some intelligent youngsters who were listening to me in Sri Lanka also, here also. Whenever we both broach on this topic, they come and argue with me endlessly. Swamiji, this we won't accept. You say that they don't see anything else. They are pure consciousness. In that Shiva Swarupam there is nothing. Then how are they interacting with people? How are they seeing the world? How are they experiencing like us? Either that should be true or this should be true. You are arguing from the platform of intellect. Intellect is limited. With the intellect you cannot understand. That's what they are saying again and again. Where the mind and senses cannot. Atatra suryo bhati nachandra tarakam nema vidhyato bhanti kutoyam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Nothing can shine there. Not even the sun, not even the moon, not even the stars. Because of its illumination, everything else shines. So you cannot understand with your intellect, with your manabuddhi. You are now arguing only from the standpoint of manabuddhi. You have to go beyond. Then this is cheating, Swamiji. You say go beyond manabuddhi. You know that we cannot now. That is why you are saying go beyond manabuddhi, go beyond manabuddhi. Why you can't? You can. Bhagavan got it like this. Why you can't? If you are sincere, if you apply your mind, at least to find out the answer, you go beyond. So, this is a mystery, but according to Bhagavan, if you have gone beyond the form, you should not have any form, or you should not see any form. And the Lord also is not other than you, with a form separately existing somewhere in the heavens. No. There is no heaven, there is no hell, there are no worlds. There is only the self. That is their experience. Pokum varavum punarvumilla punyane. So that is how that is. You got this point? If you say no, I will explain again. So please I say yes, yes, we have understood. Like a good teacher. So teacher, you should not say I have not understood. Then she will start or he will start from the beginning. Udal Panja Kosha Uruvadanalayindum Udalennum Sollil Odungum Udalandri Undo Ulagam Udal Vittu Ulagattai Kandarularo Kadaru Udal Panja Kosha Uruvadanalayindum Udalennum Sollil Odungum Udalandri Undo Ulagam Udal Vittu Ulagattai Kandarularo Kadaru. There may be one or two words extra there. That is, he has made it into Kali Venba for the sake of chanting. But actual original is only this. This is Venba meter. He composed originally like Venba only. And later, for the sake of Parayanam, for chanting, people requested him, he made it as a Kalivenba. As I told you earlier also, adding few words so that it connects the first verse to the next verse. So that is a connection of ideas. So you remember the next verse. That is a technique employed to remember and to memorize. You understand? See, our great masters have employed so many techniques. Like Andadi, they say. There's another thing, Andadi. The last word of the first stanza would be the first word of the second stanza. Anda Adi. So that you can remember it, you can connect it, and you can chant. See, Padigam, what we are going to see is Andadi. So there is another technique. So don't think Swamiji has left out few words. No. Later Bhagavan added those words to make it as a Kali Venba for the sake of chanting. But originally he wrote as Venba meter only. Amma, this Kanagamma also has commented only as Venba. Okay. There is no harm in knowing the meaning, but I am not going into that. Udal Panja Kosha Uruvadanal Aindum Udalannum Sollil Odungum. See, when I say body, body, Udal means body, body when I say, Deham, Deham when I say, don't think it is only this Deham. All the Pancha Koshas are always included there. Udal Panja Kosha Uru. See, when I say Deham or body, what I mean, all the Panchakosham only I am talking about. What are the Panchakoshas? Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and the last, where the ignorance is, Anandamaya. As in deep sleep, we experience only Ananda, nothing else. Anandamaya Kosha. These are the coverings which is obstructing the self. They are called as Upadis. So Pancha Koshas, they are called Koshas. So when I say body, body, I mean always the Pancha Kosha, Bhagavan is saying. Udal Pancha Kosha Uru. This Udal is nothing but Pancha Kosha only. Who am I? This Pancha Kosha only I am. Adanal, Aindum Udal ennum Sollil Odungum. All these five is included in the word Udal, body or Deha. So what Bhagavan is saying, whenever the word Deha or body is uttered, I denote or I mean all the Panchakoshas only. See here, a very beautiful thing is expressed. Please think about this. What Bhagavan is trying to say, Udal Andri Undo Ulahu. Without the body, is there any world? Udal Vittu Ulagattai Kandar Ularo. Leaving the body, has anybody seen this world? Kalaru, tell me. He is challenging. He is challenging. See, first of all, he has given a note saying, when I say body, when I say Deha, Panchakosha is involved. We are in the waking state, meaning we identify with a gross body. So we see a gross world outside. And we see it is very real, concrete, three-dimensional, you can enjoy, blah, 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 blah. When you dream, you say, I am identified only with the mind. So, there, the world is nothing but thoughts only. That is what we say. So, when you identify only with the mind, it is only thoughts, you say. In the deep sleep, you don't identify with the body-mind, but the causal body, the Ajnana is still there. So, you identify with the causal body, the Ajnana. So you don't really realize the self or enjoy the bliss of the self, but there is a relative quietude, so there is a joy. Since the ignorance is intact, you get back to the waking state, not as the realized, but still as the ignorant only. So, without reference to these bodies, has anybody seen the world? Without thoughts, anybody has seen the world? Tell me. Always we experience the world only through thoughts. Whenever we experience the world, only through thoughts. That is why when one of your friend is walking in front of you, if you are engrossed in some other thought, you may be looking at him, you may not register, meaning your attention is not there. Wherever you give attention, there is your world. So without thoughts, has anybody seen the world? In the deep sleep, there are no thoughts, no world. From your standpoint, please, again and again. When you awake, there are thoughts, so you see a beautiful world. So the world is nothing but thoughts. Manomayam. As the dream, so the waking. That is what Karika says. You know what Mandika Karika says? I tell you one thing. Mandika Karika says only 3 words. It says, Agrahanam, Anyata Grahanam, Yatartha Grahanam. These 3 words it uses. In the deep sleep, Agrahanam, I don't perceive anything. In the waking and dream, see, according to Karika, both are one only, waking and dream. What is that? Anyata Grahanam. I see something else. I don't see the reality. I imagine something else. That is Anyata Grahanam. And what is the truth? Yatartha Grahanam. Seeing as it is. That is how he defines. So in the waking and dream, not only we don't see the truth, we see something else wonderful, fanciful. That is what he says, Anyata Grahanam. In the deep sleep, Agrahanam, nothing is seen. But what is the truth? Yatartha Grahanam, seeing as it is. So therefore, here, without the body, mind, without the mind, nobody has seen the world. So is there a world other than the mind? No. Why? Nobody can ever see it without the mind. If nobody can see it, how can you say there should be a world? It's only an inference. It is not an experience. It is only yuham. It is only inference. Nobody has ever experienced this world without thoughts. Nobody can. So how can you say there is a world other than thoughts? No. It is there now. How? Is it your experience? No. It is only an inference. Inference means it is only an imagination. It's only a figment of imagination. It's only a thought. It is not an experience. So it is not truth. So the world is nothing but thoughts. Whose thought? Whose thought? It is my own thought. Why? I analyze my own experience. That is why this Avastatrayam is very important. I can only understand and appreciate and come to any conclusion with my own experiences. Because the other itself is false. That's what I am saying. It's only my mind I am saying. So how can you bring others' experience into this research? See, in the dream, the very other person is a dream. Part of the dream is he's unreal. He's not there. He's not a substance. He's just chumma or thought. So after waking up, you will ask, what happened to that fellow who I saw in the dream? Where did he go? What happened to him? Did he get married or not? I don't know. I got up. I don't know. What happened? Please tell me, please. What happened to that fellow? I was dreaming. His engagement got over, but something happened. I don't know whether he got married or not to that girl. If you get up and ask about a person in your dream, who can answer? That fellow itself is a nonsense. He is not a substance. What about his world? So when you say that other itself is a part of the dream, I am saying, he is nonsense. He is not there. Then what do you talk about his experience? You have to only analyze your experience. And you have to come to your own conclusion. That is whether that is scientific thinking. That is precise thinking. So, without the body and the mind, the Panchakoshas, has anybody seen the world? So, with the body-mind comes the world. When the body-mind is absorbed in the deep sleep, there is no world. When you go beyond the body-mind, there is nothing except that Sat Vastu. That Sat Vastu is not a Vastu. It's not a ball like Urundu Tarandu, mass of consciousness. See, this is used in our scriptures, mass of consciousness. Then people think God is like this Urundaya Engyorkar. De Velichama. He's very Prakasham Purundi Urundai. God, a mass of consciousness. Abattam idha abattam. He is not a thing. He is a subject. Very light means subject. He is a knowledge means nanda. The very self it is. It cannot be objectified. So without the body mind, nobody has seen this world. Please. And therefore there is nothing called as world other than the mind. And what is the mind? Nothing but thoughts. What are the thoughts? It is nothing but I, because from the I thought only comes all the thoughts. Without I there are no thoughts. The thoughts cannot hang in the mid-air like this. It can only rise in a conscious entity. So always I has got its foundation as the conscious entity I. The thoughts have got foundation as conscious entity I. So what is this I when you inquire? There is no I. When you break the mirror, there is no bimbam. There is no reflection of the face. Where has it gone? It has not gone anywhere. It is just a bimbam, it has gone. So this ego is just a bimbam of the actual self. When the mind is transcended, it is no more. And what is reality? The self, the actual face. That is the self. எங்கேயோ கேட்டமா இருக்கே சுவாமி இதெல்லாம் ஏகான் பஞ்சகமா நோ ஓ இது ஹஸ்தாமலக ஸ்தோத்திரம் ஹஸ்தாமலக ஸ்தோத்திரம் I'm just recollecting so that you may remember. So therefore this is wonderful. This existence is wonderful. This existence is wonderful. When you are in the deep sleep, you don't experience anything. When you are out into your dream or in your waking, then comes everything. What is that which was not in the deep sleep and which has come into being in your waking or dream is the mind. Therefore the waking or dream world is nothing but the mind. And what is the mind, you inquire? Manadinuruvai maravadu sava manamena undrillai undi para. When you inquire what is mind, there is nothing called as mind. Then what am I watching? What am I seeing? Manabhranti. Everything is bhranti. Because you have drunk a lot of brandi, there is only manabhranti now. Bhranti. But Swamiji, how can you say that? You know, my daughter, my son, my grandson, my granddaughter, they are very dear to me. Their life, their marriage, their education. Should I not worry about it? Should I not think about it? If I think I am Brahman, will everything happen of its own? If you talk like that, sorry, you are not fit for this. You have to educate yourself more, qualify yourself more, and you have to come back. Sorry, this is not your field of learning. We are talking something else, and you are talking about all these mundane things. Nonsense. So if somebody is crying always and then telling means, so they have to take their own time to evolve. We should not condemn, because nobody should condemn anybody. They will take their own time to evolve. We must have taken our own time to evolve, na? Now also we don't know how much we are evolved. We think, we talk big things, but we don't know inside how we are. Truly we only know. So therefore, when this philosophy is revealed, we have to contemplate on it. And we should not kudarkavadam pannakoodadu. இப்படி எப்போ பாரு நினச்சிட்டே இருந்தால் யார் சமைக்கிறது, யார் சாப்பிட்றது, யார் இது பண்ணுறது? What is this vadam? Who said don't cook, don't eat? Who said don't cook, don't eat? This is the truth. When something is revealed, we have to contemplate on it. That is auspicious. And we have to revel in it. That can take you to the other shore. உடனே if you talk all these things like, இதெல்லாம் செஞ்சுட்டு நான் வேற எதெல்லாம் பார்க்க வேண்டாமா? சரி இப்போ பார்த்துட்டே இரு வேலையவே. What to do now? முப்பு பிணி சாக்காடு. Then you die. That is all. Old age, disease, death. Okay, come again and do the same. Study, earn, spend, get married, procreate, and then once again you do the same. And then what? Old age, disease, death. Once again the same drama starts. If you are happy about it, go on. Who stops you? Lord is so compassionate. He gives you again and again opportunities. இந்த முறையாக திருந்துறானான்னு பார்ப்போம். இப்பயும் திருந்த மாட்டேங்க, இன்னும் மோசமாக தான் போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். What to do? Then make him a pig. Why? He fits only there. So this is the truth. கண்ணல்லார் காட்சி உண்டு, உடலின்றி உண்டோ உலகு, உடல் விட்டு உலகத்தை கண்டார் உளரோ. Has anybody seen this world other than this body? Body means, I mean the Panchakoshas. Without the reference to the Panchakoshas, has anybody seen this world? Please tell me. Kadaru means tell me. Has anybody seen this world apart from the body, apart from the mind? Has anybody seen this world? Nobody can ever see without their eyes, without their mind. Therefore, the world is nothing but the mind stuff. And when you inquire what is this mind, it is nothing but I. If you inquire what is this I, where from I is arising, there is no I. What is there? Only the self. Where there is nothing other than it. There is nothing. ஓங்கார மேடையின் மீதேறி பார்த்தேன் ஒன்றையும் காணேனடி குதம்பாய், ஒன்றையும் காணேனடி. ஆங்காரம் போச்சுது ஆனந்தம் போச்சுது அவனே நான் ஆனேனடி குதம்பாய், அவனே நான் ஆனேனடி. தூங்காமற் தூங்கும் சுகம் வந்து வைத்தது சும்மா இருந்தேனடி குதம்பாய், சும்மா இருந்தேனடி. நீங்காத நின்மல நிட்டை பலித்தது நீ நான் இல்லையடி குதம்பாய், நீ நான் இல்லையடி. பாதார விந்தத்தை காணாமற் கண்டு பணியாமற் பணிந்தேனடி குதம்பாய், பணியாமற் பணிந்தேனடி. யோகர் சுவாமிஸ் நற்சிந்தனை. This is Yogar Swami's Jaffna, Yalpana Yogar Swami's நற்சிந்தனை. Most beautiful. So we should stop here. Tomorrow we will see. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.